My purpose for coming to Reading Connection was because I was a drug addict and alcoholic, right? And I was actually living on the streets, and I was raised by my mother and my grandmother in a good Christian home. But, you know, we being who we are, we have choices, so I choose to do what I wanted to do, and it took me down a road of drugs and alcohol in the end. Had previous jobs, and they would never, couldn't keep them because I couldn't read and I couldn't write, so eventually I would lose these jobs, right? So, and then one day I was out just waiting to see if I can get my next hit of crack cocaine, and it was storming. And a big old lightning flash came on, like boom, and I'm like, whoa, you know, but it didn't make no difference to me because I'm still out there trying to get my little drug of choice. So, and it did it again, and it did it so loud it made me get off the rail and dump like that. And then I remember something saying to me in my mind, you're living beneath what I created you for. I'm like, wow, what is that all about, right? And so, kept going on, and I started changing. Things started going, after this right here thing, I started changing. Then somebody told me that I have to be a minister. I'm like, I don't be a minister, I can't read and I can't write, right? So, I had gotten married to this young lady that was my sweetheart in Sunday school. And so we ended up getting back together after, what, 34 years? Got back together, we married, we had this little girl named Zika. And so one day I was sitting in there, and of course I've been told I'm supposed to be a minister, so I forgot all that, right? And then I remember sitting on the bed when they were reading with Zika, and Zika was in the 6th grade. No, Zika was in the 1st grade, she was about 6 years old. And so I was acting like I was reading, but I really wasn't. I was reading the pictures. Yeah. And so she said to me, Daddy, that ain't what that says. I said, what you mean? That's what that. She said, no, Daddy, I can read, and that's not what that says. I said, oh, wow. That was kind of wild. So I wanted to change that. So I started seeking out a place to try to better myself, and then I came upon Reading Connection. I had called Reading Connection like a year prior to this, but I could never get in. And then they told me it was coming up under new management. That's when I called down and I spoke to Miss Jennifer Ward. And she told me, say, just come down here. So I came down, and after that, man, I just was coming like every 2 days out of the week, and I started improving.
How long have you been with Reading Connection?
Now? Yeah. I've been with Reading Connection since I was actually, I'm going to say 46 years old. I'm 55 now.
And how has that changed your life since you've joined Reading Connection?
It's changed my life tremendously. I've learned to read from a 3rd grade level. I was reading on the 3rd grade level, comprehend on the 4th. But since then, I've gone to Reading Connection. I go to school a little bit, and I've gotten my ministerial license. I have my own in-home care. I have my own off-campus housing, and of course my marriage, and life is good. Life is really good for me now, but it all came because of the people that donated and believed in people and gave people a second chance. You know, because you know what, and this is what amazes me, that I realized that people donate their money and their time, right? And then you think about people like myself that are just a drug addict. You can look at me now, man, this looks good, right?
You look good.
Let me tell you something. Yeah. This is not who I was. I was like 100 pounds lighter, and I look nothing like this, okay? But because of people in their hearts, and me being in the church now, I come up with this thing, what I read about that all angels are not in heaven, we got someone on earth. So when I look at these people who Reading Connection, that donate their time and their money, I look at these people as being angels, because who would actually help somebody out? I mean, I know people are nice and everything, but who would really actually give up themselves and give up their money? Because one thing is hard for people to do, and that's to give up their money and themselves. And to do that, you got to be a special person in my eyesight. So these people, even though I failed the first time or the second time, they didn't count me out. They thought enough of me, and people came before me and people after me, they didn't give us a second chance in life by donating money, give us an opportunity to come to Reading Connection, United Way, giving up money in different places. And so, personally, man, when Reading Connection called me and asked me to come to anything, I'm always going to say yes. Because let the truth be told, the life that I live now, the life that I have now, is because of the people that donated this money. And Reading Connection gave me an opportunity to have a life. Now I have a real life. One with my wife, my daughter, my children, my mother, my church. I even got my own business. Come on, man, I never thought in all the world that I would have my own business, you know, and I even looked over here on this. I was reading this. It tickles me, man, because you see, people that can read, right, they don't have a clue the awesomeness of learning how to actually look one word, one another word, and another word, and put them together.
You don't appreciate what that is.
No, you don't. You really don't until you, I don't know, don't do some things like I've gone through, either because of my foolishness and the bad choices that I made in life. I lost all that. But now I got it. I wish I would have got it earlier, but I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to gripe. I'm just going to be grateful that they did give me an opportunity to get this. And so my thing now in life is to, nothing else, make Reading Connection. And if you're not anyway proud of me.